Hi, my name is Bob Wilson, and we're here in the Massey Museum in a room that is dedicated to the early pioneer kitchen. This kitchen contains many artifacts from the decades of the late 1800s and into the 1900s. And I want to show you a couple of items that are of particular interest to me. I'm standing in front of an ironing board, and I understand that ironing boards are becoming relics. There's not too many new textiles and materials that require ironing, and ironing has become a thing of the past. I'm standing in front of the stove here, and on the stove there is an iron. The lady of the house would have several of these irons sitting on the stove. And these irons would absorb the heat from the stove. And when it came time to iron a particular item of clothing, the lady would take this handle, stick it in there, fasten it on to the iron, and bring it to the ironing board, and from there she would proceed to iron. She had to be very careful with these irons because we realize that anything that's done with a wood stove, there's bound to be soot and ashes and so forth. And the lady who was doing the ironing had to make sure that her iron didn't pick up any of the soot and ash that would be transferred to what she was ironing. After that particular type of iron, there was this one that came along, and it was very advanced. It ran on a fuel that had a petroleum base. And this container here housed the fluid. You opened up put the required amount of fuel in, tightened back things, and then you inserted a pump, and you pumped air into there till it got quite firm. And you stopped. You opened the valve, and you would hear a hissing sound. The air escaping from the chamber was carrying the fuel into the firing chamber located in here. You had a torch, a little torch, that you stuck in there, and it ignited the fumes. Then you controlled the temperature through this valve. Then you began, once it warmed up, you began ironing. There was no need to place these things on an alternate source of heat. You just had to keep filling it with fuel and pumping it up